Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Hotkeys podcast. This is the show where we talk about pop culture and random things in the world. I'm your host, Nick, and today I'm joined by,
Landon Browning.
And Colby Chapman.
and I think eventually Will.
Ah,
Oh,
there he is.
Is he there?
He just walked in the door.
Oh, yeah.
or it's not Will.
It's that.
And
I just left the door unlocked. It
all
could
of our
be
lives.
anybody.
Landon,
So,
disturbed neighbor that wants to murder him at night. So today is the June 11th, 2020.
very nice.
Yes,
Very cool.
very wet.
Very, dude. What's up with the weather?
Yeah, what's up with the weather? Like
So I think by this time last year we were already getting like
5
degree days, which I do prefer this over that. I do not like when it gets that hot.
Dude, but we should be in like the high 70s,
80s.
low 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, we were
And
getting in the
sunny.
70s. It's just also
Then just decides to rain. Which is
supposed to
probably
rain-
really
it's
good for
raining
like
5 days in a row.
I hope it does this a lot because I don't want it to be
fires.
fire season. I'm so sick.
Just let it burn, baby.
Let it burn.
Yeah.
No, it sucks, dude. The smoke.
It's actually it actually gets like incredibly like hard to breathe and just like be outside.
I mean,
And
you're
late
like, yeah,
days.
you just like walk through just like this huge cloud of smoke. Like I think there's an old like I think it's a Scooby-Doo cartoon where he's like walking through fog. He takes a knife and he literally like it's a hole through the fog,
Yeah, I think I've seen that clip. But
which I have tried.
That's
Dude,
one
but,
of my
like-
favorite episodes.
Hey, Will.
Hey, sorry.
What?
What's up, Will?
You look a little sleepy.
Yeah, I am just a little bit
What time did you go to bed last night, Will?
though. 3 a.m.
3 a.m. Intentionally or like?
Yes.
I can't remember the last time I stayed until 3 a.m.
What were you doing?
I was hanging out with some friends.
Oh, okay, nice.
Why?
Riley?
Why?
Yeah, Riley.
Why wasn't I invited?
They were not friends you knew.
I know you.
I could have invited you. I'm sorry.
I'm really sad now.
You're right, I'm wrong, I'm sorry.
Apology considered.
Up or down?
I think I need to be turned down a bit.
What did you guys do? Playing games?
Playing games, hanging out. It was like a grand party thing. So
Board games? Video games?
it was actually like a house concert. So
A what?
yeah, and then we just hung out afterward.
A house concert?
Yeah.
Explain this to me.
Yeah, what
So-
is
I feel like I know
So
what that is, but
This
like I
this
don't.
person does music.
Oh,
And so, like they were just like they put on like a house concert thing, and then everybody just stayed and hung out afterward. It
nice?
yeah. Was it? Would you say it was lit?
was lit.
Okay. You get any girls' phone numbers?
Nope.
Yeah, not lit then. It's fun though.
Yeah.
3 a.m. though. I can't do 3 a.m. anymore.
We didn't actually hang out that long. I just like got home and then just didn't like go to bed. So it was like kind of like I stayed up that late because I was just hanging out late,
Yeah.
and then it was just like too late.
I think I went to bed at like 10:30 or 11 last night. Colby and I, you went to bed
Yeah.
about we were playing
Probably,
PlayStation.
Yeah, probably about the same time.
Um,
We had a pretty crazy Friday night.
yeah, I just like did work stuff at home for like probably like an hour and a half, and then watched a little TV, and then Colby and I like attempted to play golf with your friends.
Yeah, we attempted to play this golf game,
Mini game.
like a mini golf game. And then like 7 holes into the 18, I just quit because I couldn't do it anymore.
That sounds
Sometimes that's how the green treats you, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes don't have it. So
But
it's a little bit more exciting than your night will, but
Yeah.
you know.
not everyone can be winners.
What did you do Friday night, Mick?
I played volleyball
Nice,
out in the rain.
fun.
It was beautiful.
See, it should have been like a beautiful June night.
I liked it.
No.
Did the ball get slippery?
And wet. Slippery. When what?
Colby's favorite things.
Captain
They go
Slippery,
hand in hand.
your favorite superhero? Yeah, no,
Captain.
a group of friends during the summertime play volleyball.
Nice.
Will, you normally go.
I do. Yes. Last night I had 2 grand parties to hit, so I couldn't.
Did you know that
Yes,
was?
I did. And not until like
Did someone
5:30.
contact you?
But yeah. Somebody contacted me like, "Oh yeah, we're doing this by the way. I don't think you're included in the group text." I'm like,
Well, you don't have Facebook.
I don't. I really need to make a Facebook.
No,
It's dude, it's 2022.
Well, a lot of the Smash stuff, Super Smash Brothers stuff I do, it's part of like the Facebook group. Like if you're part of this group, you can more updates than just the Discord server. So that's the reason. So.
I still have a Facebook account, but I deleted the app off my phone.
Oh, I deleted the app, I think 2 or 3 years ago.
I felt
It's
The
very
last time we saw each other.
It might have been. I don't
I feel
know.
so much better.
Mick's like,
There's no way.
okay, so
That was so long ago.
May 14th, which was like a month ago,
Yes.
was the last time I saw Mick, and he's like refusing to believe it, and he's trying to dispute me, but he has no evidence to back it up.
That would have been the last time, I believe.
That's what I'm saying, but Mick just keeps saying no.
I did see you driving down the street a few.
I don't know if that
Yeah,
counts.
that's what I'm saying. That doesn't count.
It doesn't have an interaction.
And you saw me at Sweeto Burrito.
I saw your truck at Sweeto Burrito, and then
And I saw your van on the street.
that doesn't count.
The streets do count.
That's
Don't ever say
that's
the
where the
streets don't
real
count.
life is.
The streets always count, Colby.
That's where you grow up.
We didn't have an interaction, like Landon said.
That was so. There's no way. That was so long ago.
Yeah, that was a month
a
ago.
month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got
You guys went
sick.
a 12th
I was out of
year.
town for a little bit.
You didn't see me for a 12th of the year.
That's messed up, dude. I can't believe you would like dodge.
Why do you?
You live like 100 feet, Mick.
We're practically like housemates.
You know what I think this calls for? You know what I think this calls for? What did you say? Housemates? Stop.
What does this call for?
It calls for semi-annual Mick and Colby Day. What do you think?
Well, it hasn't been 6 months since Mick and Colby Day.
No, it's been 5.
Wait,
It was January 18th. Don't you remember?
I thought it. Oh, yeah. I guess it wasn't January.
Yeah.
It was February.
No.
January 18th. Yeah. Okay.
So you guys went skiing, right?
The contents of Mick and Colby Day is pretty exclusive to just us because you weren't there, but that was an activity. Mick didn't technically ski.
I think we had a full like podcast about us talking about. I mean, we could have lied.
Yeah.
That'd be really weird. That'd be really weird.
We have to protect the secrecy of Mick and Colby Day.
It's the narrative. Protect the narrative.
I don't know if you guys know, but like one of the, at least in my mind, like one of the first times I like had a deep connection with Colby. Actually, two that were like really stick out. A really deep connection. One had to do with eating a Cheeto out of a sock, and the other had to do with
Is that euphemism?
the other. Strangely, it's not.
Okay.
And the other had to do with I don't remember what the game was called, but it was like
I already know.
latch yourself to each other or something.
Where-
And
I remember this.
We were at this
Yeah.
camp, and it was like you pick a partner, so everybody's in a pair, and there's like how many people do you think there were? I'd say somewhere
there was
between
at
like-
least like 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say somewhere between like 50 and 100.
Yeah.
And it was like I don't like they don't care how you do it, but like you have to like attach yourself to that person, whether you're like holding hands, locking arms, like hugging, grabbing onto like a leg or something, and people are gonna try and rip you apart. And the last then if you get ripped apart, then you're part of the people ripping other people apart. And
Sounds extremely violent.
Were you a part of the people or were you just out? Because I thought it was like the girls versus the guys, which was kind of awkward. There were some like really awkward
Grabbing
grabbings.
maybe it was, but I just remember you and I were the
would
last
seem
ones left.
appropriate for a church camp, right? Like
You and I were
Nope,
the last
no
ones
problem.
left, right? So like Mick's like getting like pulled away from me. Like we're getting like split up, and the only thing he's like grabbing onto is like my ankle, and he just starts like climbing my leg.
No, it was your arm.
my arm.
Yeah, it was your arm. So they were pulling me. We were on the ground by this point. So I like
Was it a slip and slide or no?
There's like
no, it was
5
just
people
it was in
pulling.
like
regular
the gym there.
There's like 5 to 10 people pulling on me and 5 to 10 people pulling on Mick, like opposite direction.
And like by this point,
It was so dangerous.
it probably was not very.
Game in hindsight are so dangerous. I remember we played one. It was my last year as like a counselor at camp at church camp, and it was
Well,
literally.
hold on before you go on to that. Let's
Oh, sorry.
finish this.
Sorry.
So
I derailed the conversation.
No, you're fine.
Continue.
So and at this point we'd been going on for probably like 10 minutes.
Oh, I was weak.
10,
dude.
15 minutes. And so by this time, like both of our forearms are just like jello. And so, yeah, we're on the ground being just like tug of war basically apart. And I
It was
don't
like
know.
medieval torture.
It really was. Yeah. We were being drawn and quartered by girls from a youth camp. And oh my gosh. And I don't know what happened, but there was like, you know, that like moment that you hear from people where it's like life or death situation. They just get this like boost of energy and boost of strength. Like a tornado's coming and you can like all of a sudden shut a door that's like being sucked open or something.
Yeah, or like somebody's trapped under a car and all of a sudden like you and two others can lift this
Right,
car.
like
Adrenaline.
Yeah. That kicked in and I just like with all my strength, I just climbed up Colby's arm and just like reattached myself to Colby. And there was like we became one.
I
There was
think it
no
got to the
letting
point
go.
where like you and I were like clutching each other in like the fetal position, like
Yeah.
on the ground. Like,
Oh my god! Did you guys win then?
yeah, we were the last people who did.
We survived.
I feel like some zombie apocalypse.
I'm pretty sure, like-
and like the zombies are great.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like by the end of it, I lost like half my shoes, like my pants were like falling down.
That's what I was really
Because,
afraid
like-
of. That my pants.
Yeah,
would
because
just
like
be ripped
people are
off.
just like grabbing whatever they can, right? So like when there's 5 people grabbing on your legs, like one person can only grab pants.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'd like that game.
It was important to like be face down.
Yeah, it was crucial.
Oh,
But the Cheeto and sock thing, I'll just let that
Yeah.
let your memory and
Yep.
imagination do the works. Because you guys were there, right?
I was not. I
Lana
don't
was
believe.
I was there. I can't remember who my partner was. It was probably Oliver.
Probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's at least for me, that's when Colby and I
That's your Colby experience,
became
Super close.
husband and what? Yeah.
huh?
My husband and husband experience with Colby would be first time I met Colby, talking about Far Cry 4 in your basement.
Well, so the thing is like I go over to Mix and I've never seen this guy before. There's just some weasel in Landon's basement or in Mix's basement, and it's like a big group of people. And then for some reason, everybody decided to go to the store except for Landon and I. Like I think you guys went to go get like snacks or something, but everybody tagged along until there was no more room left. In
Was
the
this
car.
just some hangout
Yeah,
thing that we did?
yeah, and so it's just like Landon and I downtown, like or downstairs, hanging around your.
Your pool table.
We call
pool table.
our basement downtown.
Yeah, we were just like standing around the pool table, like just like. I think Landon just looked at me and goes, "Did you play Far Cry 4?"
Turns out Colby did.
Yeah,
You guys should have gone the whole like 20-ish minutes without saying a word to each other.
that conversation was, I think, life changing.
Yeah.
Because if I don't get like close with Landon, I don't like go to school to do what I do now and stuff like that.
So you guys didn't meet at the youth group.
No, because Colby wasn't going.
Yeah, Colby was on hiatus.
I had a hiatus.
Yeah, I mean
He
you've
was
had so
flirting
many of
with,
those that I can't.
He was flirting with Islam at the time. He was thinking about
I think that time might have been Hinduism.
Hindus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were not going to youth group.
I was shopping around.
What about you and Will?
What was our big moment?
Yeah. When did you guys meet?
I think the first time Landon came to youth group, I introduced myself, and then that was that.
I think so. You were
I think you and I were the first.
either the
people-
first people. It was either that or the Adam guy.
It might have been, I mean, out of our group, I
It was
think
you
you and
then,
I,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I remember seeing you coming through the door
Yeah.
and I just hadn't seen you before. And I was like, I think like in that moment in time for me, I was like trying to like be more like outgoing and like
Yeah.
welcoming of new people. Cause I've always been like, oh, it's a new person. I don't want to talk to them. So at that moment I was like, I'll try here.
Yeah.
And I think it was worth it.
Yeah. I think
do you
so.
ever do you regret it?
At least like 5 times a week. I regret it.
Which days do you not regret it? That's the question.
The other 2.
Out of good answer.
I guess that'll do it.
out of like everybody who's here right now. Actually, I think just out of our friend group, Will was the first person that I met.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys met in school, didn't you?
No, we
No,
met at youth group.
Youth group.
Madison was like, "Will, this is Colby. Say hi." And I'm like, "Hi."
Madison, Colby's older sister.
Yeah. So I knew Madison before I knew Colby. So
Yeah, and then I remember seeing Mick, and because Dave was my youth leader at the time, and he was like, "Oh, like that's my brother Mick," and he points to you, and we were playing dodgeball. I distinctly remember, and I saw you for the first time, and I was like, "Oh, dude, he kind of looks like a d-bag. Like he looks mean." You know?
That's like a pretty common. I've heard that before from other people. I just like look like a douchebag for some reason. I mean, maybe it's just because I am one.
No.
But I have heard that before. That like people are like they
Yeah.
just see me.
And so I didn't talk to you for a
d-bag.
year until you were my youth leader, and then I was like, "Oh, he's all right." Like,
Well, I think so. I guess delving into more history here, I think I had missed out on a lot of like initial meetings between a bunch of the group because I think that's when I was down in Oregon for like about a month and a half.
Mm.
I think that was back in 2012, like towards the end of 2012. And
Oh
by
my
that time, a
gosh.
bunch of you guys had like started going to youth group. And so when I came back, there was like, oh, there's like a group of people and they all kind of know. And I was like, I don't know if I want to come back to youth group or not, and blah, blah, blah. So
It's kind of weird because I'm the newest addition to the kind of core friend group, right? When I've been like the last person that kind of got added in. I don't think anybody.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
I know, like yeah, there hasn't been a new like.
Well, we don't want anybody now.
I know
we don't
we
need
don't. We
anybody
don't.
now.
Yeah.
We're actually like
no, I think
declining.
Brendan is the newest one.
But I mean, people knew Brendan before they knew me.
Yeah, I went to school with Brendan in
Oh,
middle
yeah,
school.
yeah,
He went to
that-
youth group.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Brendan
right.
was already going to youth group when I
Yeah.
started going.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, you are the newest addition. That is weird,
The newest member of the 7 for the.
but that is really odd. I feel like it's weird. It's weird for me, and I feel like Michael, like maybe Michael because he took like a leave of absence. But like I feel like I've always, just because of my family and my history with ITC, I've always been around everybody at the church. So
Yeah,
I mean,
kind
I've
of weird.
I've probably known you
yeah, we've known each other the longest
the
out of all our
longest,
friend group.
even
I
though we
think.
didn't really like interact that much.
We've
like,
known each other's existed longer than anybody else. I would
even
argue.
Dave. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know Dave
Exactly.
as long as I've known.
No, that doesn't count though. I'm talking about like non-familial relationships.
when did you start going to ITC?
I started going in like early 2004, and I didn't stop going there until earlier this year, early in January.
I'm trying to think because I did like weird history thing is I did.
Yeah,
my family went to
yeah.
ITC in the early 2000s for like a couple years, and then we left. So there's like a chance.
Did you ever do a
Like you did Awana, right?
Yeah, I did a one.
I did Awana
So I was
Wait, at ITC?
at ITC.
No
for a little
way.
bit,
We
yeah.
were probably all in the same room and didn't know it.
probably because Dave
crazy.
and I were leaders at that point.
Yeah.
We never attended as students.
And I was definitely a student of Awana for a large.
I mean,
portion.
I definitely remember you and Oliver.
Uh-huh.
Because I think at some point
Hard to
you
forget
guys.
Oliver.
What was the green shirt?
I would have been in Cubbies. I would have been in Cubbies. 'cause
Oh
Cubbies,
my
Sparkies,
gosh.
and- I would have been in Cubbies.
There's the blue, red, and green, right? The green are the older ones.
Yeah, what were they called?
I don't even
It was something weird like
TNT.
Is that? I think that's something.
Truth
Dynamite?
Seekers or
I have no
something.
idea. I didn't.
know.
I didn't.
Dude,
I
this
didn't go
sounds
for
like
that
some
long.
Crusaders.
No, yeah,
like,
blue was
stuff. like we're
blue-
truth seekers.
Blue was Cubbies, red was Sparkies.
Uh-huh.
I never made it to the third one. I think I stopped doing it because I did Cubbies at ITC,
Mm-hmm.
and then my family, we switched churches. We started going to like Calvary Chapel.
Hmm.
And I did Sparkies there, and I think I was done with that by the time the third like tier.
Yeah.
But I had like all those like crown things, like the gems in them and
All
stuff.
the gems,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, I love the gems.
Dude, they were so fun to like punch into the little
Yeah,
round.
in my vest. I'm like,
Yeah.
versus.
Yeah, those were the days. Yeah, we probably were all like
We
in the
must
same
have been.
vicinity.
Yeah.
just didn't
Well, and it's
know
also that we all lived super close together. Like,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like my entire childhood, I lived like probably a 1 minute walk from Jordan, friend of the show, Jordan's house,
3-minute walk
from Will's house,
Mhm.
and a 20-minute sprint from Nick's house.
Yeah.
25 minutes from.
I would say 25.
Yeah.
That road leading to
A
my
5 hour-
was a little long.
5 hours
ITC
to
to-
his house.
No.
No, because
Actually, no, because you lived in the apartments at that time.
yeah, and before then, like I lived still in the neighborhood. So
Yeah, I was
Wow.
wrong, and I apologize.
We were
Fine.
all like the Hotkeys podcast as it is now. It was all in the same area.
And I believe I ran into a group of you guys at like Pacific Park one time, like probably a couple
Wow.
years before I met everybody. Because I remember there was people, and I remember someone like shouting Jordan's name.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That is.
do you guys want to hear? Here's a history thing. The first time I met Jordan.
Didn't you steal from him?
No.
You borrowed and didn't return.
I didn't steal anything. So
Your friend stealed something.
yeah. But yeah. So
sorry.
I was with a friend. I think I was
Riley.
like 10 or 11, and I was with a friend from elementary school, and we went to Pacific Park where there's the two other kids who like look a little bit older, and like my friend whose name was Jake, he walks like right up to them, and he's like, oh, like Jordan, like what do you like? Jordan has a gallon tub of ice cream at Pacific Park.
Why can I picture this?
of like the Neapolitan like
Like,
Oh no.
and so
This
my
is peak Jordan.
yeah
This is peak Jordan.
yeah I think he was like probably 13. So I think I was maybe he was 12. I don't know. We were around that age, and and so like my friend Jake at the time stole Jordan's ice cream.
he just grabbed it from him.
Yeah, because like they knew each other, and then he stole it and was just like eating it, and I was like super uncomfortable, and he's like, "No, it's okay, man. You can have some." So then I just started eating some. Like,
Was there like one spoon being passed around, or
Or
yeah.
you like clawing it out of your ankle.
No, they
Maybe
had plastic.
Colby with his like pudgy hands.
They had plastic spoons.
so? What was it like designed to be shared then? Since there were multiple spoons,
No, I think that was just like a flaw, and like they can,
and nature's plan.
yeah.
God's design is not
Which-
perfect.
I still think that's really funny. Like the first
I
time,
know.
like who would have known that like that kid at the park, like who would have thought that the 12-year-old at the park with a gallon tub of ice cream just on a random
I just
afternoon
can't picture
would
him
be
with a
like
gallon
such
of
like
ice cream. I just
just be like
Yeah.
such like an important like friend of mine.
Well, I mean, you guys have heard that like crazy story about this couple that was getting married, and they were going through pictures of them of each other as like little kids for the stupid slideshow that weddings always do. And can't remember, it was either like the groom or the bride. They brought a picture, and they were like, "Oh, here's one of me at Disneyland or whatever." And then the other the other person was like, "Oh, how'd you get this picture of me at Disneyland with my family?" And they're like, "No, this is us. I don't know why you're gosh dang it, it's Dave. Dave, stop using Discord. We're recording right now."
It's not even open on the
I don't know.
So you're gonna want to open
I
it.
can do it on my phone, right? I probably can.
You can probably mute it up from your phone.
Do you know how?
I don't know how to do that.
I think Will knows how.
Do you know how to mute?
Yeah.
Can you just please only do it for like an hour or something?
Yeah.
It's like before you guys have gone on and done it before. I'm like sure when I'm not here and like you've just done it infinitely and I just
I think you could just mute your laptop, like,
no.
but like I'm talking about a different way.
Don't touch it.
I'm sorry, you were saying, Mick?
Yeah, so they look at the picture and they're like, "No, that's me as a kid." And the other, "No, that's me as a kid." And it turns out the picture was taken of both of them at like the same time, the same angle, in the same place. The one family was in the background
Oh,
of
that's so weird.
Yeah.
this other family that was actually getting their photo taken. Like just the odds of that happening are like
Oh yeah,
astronomical. Like that's just crazy.
It was predestined.
Same place, same time, same angle of the camera.
God's design is perfect.
Like I don't know, just stuff like that is like that.
It's kind of
It's hard to believe.
Well,
but
you always have that. Like my coworker the other day was like, took the exact same picture as this news, like local news team, and then he saw it on Facebook, and he was really confused because he's like, "That's literally the exact same picture I took, but it was just like slightly different in two different, like same angle
yeah,
with the same exact thing, just like slightly off." And it was like, what are the odds of that? Just somebody taking the same picture in the same like same kind of time zone, same kind of place. It's
Yeah.
just,
Mhm.
it's weird.
I've
It's
been
weird.
I've been seeing a lot of like the same people in the same places, like people I've never seen before. Like I've been seeing that. Like I work in grocery stores, and so it's like on Tuesday this week, this one lady stood out to me because I had a hose full of water, and she bumped it and then sprayed water all over like my butt and my back. Okay, and so
dude.
like 2 days later, I see her at the same store at the same time, and it
This
like
time she was holding her own hose.
yeah, but like
Like an NPC in Grand Theft Auto. Like
kind of, yeah, kind of like just like in
Wait,
passing,
I
like,
punched you before.
and like I like look at her like weird, but like she like clearly like didn't recognize me. And I was like, what is going on here?
Dude, this is some Truman Show stuff. Like her job is literally to go to that grocery store at that time
Yeah.
every day, and that's how she gets paid. Is to make the grocery store seem like it's alive.
Yes,
All for you.
I know. All in my simulations.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had like weird stuff like that, like
Deja vu kind of thing.
not necessarily deja vu, but like seeing other people that I've seen before. So like I don't know, almost 10 years ago now, I was working at this hardware store where I was a delivery driver, and I would go to this like lumber pickup place, and I would see the same guys there all the time. And then like just a week ago, I was making a delivery in my current job, and I was like, I've seen that guy before. Where have I seen that guy before? And then it clicked. I was like, wait, that's the same guy at this lumber store that I saw like almost 10 years ago now. And like we saw each other, and I think there was like some like recognition on both of our parts, but like we didn't say anything. But it was
Stuff
just
like
like
that's so
it was
weird.
so weird.
Oh,
I was
dude.
like,
Yeah.
and I know, but we're not gonna mention it. It was just bizarre.
I
The guy looked exactly the same too. It was weird.
I saw a
think
guy.
you're a robot.
I went and saw like Hamilton like a few weeks ago, and I saw some guy there, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know this dude. Like, and I'm pretty sure it was some guy that went to a church that I went to a few times in the Tri-Cities when I lived there like 4 years ago. Like,
Really?
yeah, I'm like
Wow.
95%. Like, it was some guy I only talked to a few times, but he looked just like him.
But there's that 5% doubt.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
but like, I'm like, my brain clearly registered that I recognize this person. I saw him, like, he walked by multiple times. And I'm like, I know this person.
Mhm.
I know this person, and I'm like, I think it's this dude that was like a brother of somebody that I hung out with a few times down in the Tri-Cities.
I had that happen
Dang.
with a girl at Hobby Lobby. I think she was in line, and I like walked in the store and I saw her and she saw me, and there was like a smile thing, but it was like, I know I've seen you before. And I couldn't like quite place where I'd seen her. I think I had seen her at I think she worked at Noodle Express or something. But I was like, I could have sworn I've seen this person before, but like where? And that just goes into like how unique all of our faces are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, even though there's some people that look like extremely identical, I mean, unless they're identical twins, but like, but just the fact that like that's how unique our faces are is crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
how many people are there in the world? Like almost 8
7
billion or
billion.
something.
it was like 400.
7.8, I think, is what it's up to right now.
Have we
7.8 billion.
peaked as a population?
No, it'll be 9.4 in 2050 or something. Like
It's gonna start coming back down, right? Eventually, like, because people are gonna stop, right? People are gonna stop having kids, right? They're gonna be smart.
So
They're not
what?
going to.
What? So we're on
we're
like
stop,
so
right?
recently we're hitting the exponential growth,
Don't you
right?
want kids?
And we recently
Maybe, probably,
what?
probably.
You-
I want
Lena's
kids.
just being stupid. Like,
You told
but-
me like 3 months ago you're like, I'm never having a kid.
I did not.
that
tell
might
you
have been me.
That was Colby.
That might
I'm
have been me. I'm very
No,
pretty
that was
sure.
not me. I've
very
never
stern
had
on
that
that.
stance.
I know that
That's
Lana doesn't
Colby.
like kids.
No, I like kids.
Landon wants to name his kid
I-
George.
I feel like
after
I'm
himself.
tripping. I feel like I'm
I've
absolutely
always
tripping.
wanted kids. Like, just like not. Like,
I've never
more than,
heard
like,
Landon say he doesn't want kids.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I guess
Colby's
I'm tripping.
stance. That's Colby's.
Maybe I'm
stance.
Very
mixing you
vocal
guys
about
up.
it, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they
Anyway.
look a lot alike. They're
We're-
almost identical.
I know. They literally are identical twins. Imagine Landon and Colby, like identical twins lost at birth.
Dude, we look nothing.
Now, Colby, don't say that. You guys look super similar.
Never mind. No, it's gonna make the touch.
Don't.
Anyway, continue, Will, what you're saying.
Anyway, we had exponential growth and now we're plateauing, but it's going to take a while to plateau, like truly plateau.
Yeah.
So we're on that kind of, it's like the S, like the S charts you see,
Yeah.
like the double, I can't remember what it's called. It might be double exponential or something like that, where
Triple it.
you go up really fast, you hit exponential, and then you exponential the other way. I don't know.
Crazy.
I do know that it's either South Korea or Japan. I think it's Japan.
It's Japan.
Japan has a huge
Yeah.
population. Japan has had two bad problems recently: population problem and deflation, which is both are really bad. So
Yeah.
that's their kind of struggles right now.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that they have their
That's what-
population problem.
That's what
Nobody's having kids.
that's what
Mhm.
hentai does. Or suffering from
Exactly.
hentai addiction.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to.
and it's creeping its way over to the U.S. That's why
Yeah.
the population is slowing down.
It's gonna be the
It's
downfall.
infecting.
It's gonna be the downfall of planet.
Oh, absolutely.
Have we gone too far?
Yeah.
I think yes. We didn't get a chance to talk about this last week, but the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial ended with a almost complete. I mean, basically a complete win for Johnny Depp. There was one account.
Did he
of-
sweep her?
There was one.
Johnny and four.
There was one account that Amber Heard did win, but it really amounts to
She got a couple million, right?
she got 2 million, but she owes Johnny Depp like 8 point 5 million.
What are the legal fees? Like, how much are the lawyers making from?
I think a lot.
Yeah.
I think if you're a lawyer
They're
and
the
you
real
lose,
winners.
you don't get any money.
Do you not?
No, I'm saying that I think that's how it should be.
What? No. Because what?
If you lose, you don't get paid.
Yeah,
It, like it's
that
not
would
just
make
about
better
losing.
lawyers.
It's not just about like what
No,
happens, what happens when the defendant's like, yeah, I want to plead guilty, like a what's it called?
Like a plea deal.
Like a plea deal. Yeah, is that losing?
They automatically don't get paid.
You would just be like, no, you can't do that.
According
Like,
to Colby.
There's no plea
Dude,
deals.
I want Colby to redefine the legal system.
Oh gosh.
I also want to. I think it's a great idea.
But yeah, he won on all his accounts.
Which is crazy because it's really hard to do.
Yeah, on a defamation case, it's really hard to do.
So what did she win then?
He won on one account of defamation from Johnny Depp's old lawyer that it was a defamatory
Comment or something? Or
Yeah, I think they wrote something in an article
oh,
that they proved was defamatory towards
S-
Amber.
So here's where I'm confused. How did Amber Heard win in the UK and lose in the US? What was the difference?
We have a better legal system.
I mean, we do have a different legal system that they do, and I think there was more evidence brought forth on Johnny Depp's side. I don't know I didn't really follow that case, so I don't know like all the differences.
yeah.
But I think there was a lot more like evidence brought forth from Johnny Depp's side.
Johnny Depp will be replacing Amber Heard, like Aquaman too.
And
Well,
I think
also,
and I think
I
it
don't
was
know.
also different because I think in that case Johnny Depp was suing the paper. He wasn't suing Amber Heard.
Oh, interesting.
In this case, he was suing Amber Heard.
Can't believe he won $8.5 million.
Aren't defamation cases like really hard to like
Yes.
prove?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that either says something about the jury or it says something about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
I think it
love
says a
the-
lot about all.
You know, Johnny Depp only won because of the internet.
Um,
I love her like when she's like, "My dog stepped on a bee." I don't even know the context of it.
I don't
I
either,
don't know the
but
context.
all the memes coming out about that specific one are so funny because people just like pull stuff from like movies where that rhymes with what she said.
Yeah.
There's a video you can look up. It's just like it goes from her and then it goes from like movie clips of people saying stuff that rhymes with that. It's really funny.
Yeah. The crazy thing is like their relationship is probably like a lot of people's relationships end up like, you know what I mean? Like how like just crazy and like not healthy, like, but they're just famous people. So
I mean,
Isn't
she went out
love
and tried to like,
crazy, Landon?
no, but like, and then she like went and
love
tried to like,
makes you do crazy things.
and she went to like try to like, instead of just like breaking up with him,
Yeah.
she went and like try to trash talk him.
I mean, I'll say this. I think both of them are like Hollywood people that they have problems. And that's one thing that I do respect more from Johnny Depp is like during the trial, he did not shy away from like saying that he has these problems. He's not perfect. He's, had problems with drugs and alcohol most of his adult life. With Amber Heard's side, it was like, no, I'm a fairy princess and I can do no wrong. And it was all Johnny Depp's fault, blah, blah, blah. So that I think was a big part of like, they really humanized Johnny Depp. And I think that made it easier for the jury to at least have more like sympathy towards his side of things and kind of, I don't know, just seeing his side more. But yeah, Amber Heard just seemed like a psychopath, like a just crazy person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's scary that there's people out there like that. Like,
There's a lot of people. I would say most people are. I mean, not to that degree, but most people are pretty crazy. Like, we're just like unhinged a little bit. Like,
I'm unhinged a little.
Don't look at me when you say that.
so will we get Johnny Depp in Pirates 6?
No, absolutely not. I think Johnny Depp is done with Disney and everybody else that threw him aside like after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of part of his revenge tour, you know.
I mean, I've seen both sides saying like, oh, he's trying to make deals with Disney again and they're trying to get him back, and I've heard other things where it's like, no, that's not happening.
Well, he said in the trial that he wouldn't go back, right?
He said in the trial that he'd never played Jack Sparrow again or something like that. And they're trying. I think the new Pirates movie.
That movie will
is-
flop without him.
The new Pirates movie is trying to get Margot Robbie, I think.
Well,
I have
hold on.
heard that. Did I say flop? I mean, flippy flop.
I'm all in.
But a big thing right now is there's a petition out that's, I think it has almost 5 million signatures that are wanting Amber Heard removed from Aquaman 2. And this is what I don't know if it's concrete, so take it with a grain of salt. But I heard that they're doing test screenings of Aquaman 2 right now, and one of the tests that they did, Amber Heard was not only in it, but it was, I think her time was doubled from what she was saying in the trial, that she was like maybe in it for 10 minutes. So she was in it for about 20 to 25 minutes. And I think what they're doing is, if that's true, I think what they're doing is just gauging like exactly how people are going to like react to her being in the movie, little or a big chunk, because that's quite a bit of screen time
Yeah.
for a movie. But I think just it would be so such a double standard if they didn't remove her from the movie like completely, because it was the same company that completely removed and fired Johnny Depp from the Fantastic Beasts movie, and
Oh, it's the same
it's
production.
Warner Bros. Yeah,
Okay,
Which is
yeah.
crazy if you think on it. I think back on it. Like, I think that's crazy.
That they fired him from.
I mean, that it was so felt really swift, I guess. I don't know. I
Well,
can't
it
remember
felt-
what the allegations were at the time. But
What were he was abusive, right?
I mean,
Yeah, or
that he was
something like
he was
that.
abusive, yeah, and it was the whole kind of Me Too thing, and it was the like it wasn't the innocent until proven guilty. It was the guilty because somebody came out and said something.
Yeah.
And they just jumped on it, and Disney and Warner Bros. Let him go, and basically he didn't work at all for like 6 years.
6 years, really?
He
Yeah.
hasn't been in much.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think his career was already declining a little bit, but he was still getting those kind of like Johnny Depp type roles. Let me look up. I'm gonna IMDb him real quick. Stand by.
Yeah, but I think it would be very hypocritical and just a double standard if they didn't let Amber Heard go. And
How would they make the movie work then? Isn't she a pretty integral part if she's in it? Like, does it recast her or they?
well, so I don't know if you guys saw this in the trial, but they had I think the president of Warner Bros. Testify, and they were talking about her in the first Aquaman movie, that they had big concerns with the chemistry between her and Jason Momoa. And they said that they felt like they made it work with a bunch of editing and post-production things, but like during the actual filming they had big concerns with their chemistry, and so they weren't it seemed like they were like very open to, and I think they even said like they had discussed possible recasting for the second movie. So I don't know why now they wouldn't just do that with
I know,
everything that's been proven.
Didn't Jason
and-
Momoa go to bat for her? I think Jason Momoa and the film director went to bat for Amber Heard, or said they were going to stand by her.
So I think so after the trial, both Amber Heard and Johnny Depp made like a what's it called? Statement. And I think Jason Momoa liked both of their statements on social media. So whatever that means. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I hope that she gets replaced, because I didn't really like her that much in the movie anyway.
Hmm.
A bunch of people want Amelia Clark to be replaced, or to replace her,
Yeah,
which I think would be better. They just seem to have better chemistry.
yeah, they were in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
There's some awkward things in Game of Thrones.
That's what I've heard.
I think it's like episode 1 or 2 of the show. Yeah. Jason Momoa is so weird in that show. He does not like talk hardly at all. He's just like,
When he does, isn't it, in a different language?
yeah, for them, yeah,
He dies in the show, right?
yeah, spoilers, but
Pretty early
You're,
on, too,
you're
right?
supposed
Yeah.
to say spoilers before you spoil something.
well, I mean, I think he whatever spoilers he does.
Okay.
You
It's not
fixed
that.
it.
I feel like it's not that big of a.
I mean, I'm not gonna watch the show.
You really should.
I'll watch the show once you watch The Lord of the Rings,
I've seen Lord of the Rings.
and you say you like it.
They're okay. They're okay.
I've only seen like 20 minutes
The second
combined.
one.
Yeah. Like from all of them.
Which is the opening of the second movie is great because that's like when you meet Smeagol, like officially, like yeah, like you see him in the first movie.
We came over, I think it was like Thanksgiving or Christmas time or something, and a couple of us came over to Mick's parents' place.
Downtown?
Late at night. No, we were down.
Oh.
And
Funk you up.
we were watching. They
Saturday night
were
in the spot.
watching Lord of the
Don't believe me,
Rings.
just watch.
I don't know which one because I've never seen them. When we showed up, and do you remember your little brother Carter comes
I
out?
remember him. Yeah,
He comes out of his room like in the middle of his
this time. Oh, yeah, that's right.
and he goes, Dad. And Randy's like, "What, Carter? Why are you still up?" And he's like, "I swallowed a dime."
That's like I forgot about that. That's so classic.
He's like, "What? You swallowed a dime?"
Like, how'd you swallow it down? And he was like, I was just like trying to balance it on my nose or something. When he
Yeah,
was in
yeah,
his
he's
bed
like,
or
and then it was like resting in my mouth, and then I swallowed it. Which money is so gross. Like, why do kids put coins in their mouth?
Money is probably
'Cause
like
I did
the
not.
most
most disgusting thing
germ
ever.
riddled thing.
You know how many
I
hands
remember-
that changes and it never gets washed.
I remember
and-
getting yelled at
Hey,
because I was like putting like, pennies in my mouth. I was just seeing like
You're so stupid.
I was seeing like how many pennies I could fit in my mouth.
I've
Oh.
never put
chubby bunny with pennies? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Dude, I was
The, like,
I was
the
really
like
little.
zinc and copper taste that
Ugh.
you get. So gross.
Yeah.
Dude, kids will do anything.
Adult
They're
kids are
so
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
Like
Kids are
we were all one of them.
not me. I was born.
You
I
actually
was
might have
born
been
a
born an old
16-year-old
man.
male. No, you're Benjamin Button, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
but he's like still getting older. I don't
Yeah, I'm
understand
still
why.
like balding and.
is it like did he get young and then he's coming back around? He's like a boomerang.
Kind of, yeah. His youngest point was like 17.
Yeah.
Now he's getting old again.
When he walked into youth group, he's like, "This is the 1 year I'll be able to go to youth group."
Yes, me as a young man.
And then he went to community college, which changed forever.
Yeah, what changed me as a person.
changes a lot of people.
Yeah,
Changed me.
I would say so. You didn't go to community college.
That is true.
Don't pretend.
Yeah.
I want to feel
Yeah, do you even know?
accepted.
Do you
I want to
even
feel
know
accepted.
Travis?
I don't know Travis.
Yeah, I thought so.
Dude, the amount of
You don't know Travis, and it shows.
I saw
okay?
Travis like a month ago.
I am missing.
I didn't
out
recognize
a lot
him
of
with the
things.
beard because he never had a beard.
Yep. Beardy beardy.
We've talked about him on the show before, but Travis is our king.
I'm pretty sure like when we were going to school, that was like a very big portion of what we talked about was just King Travis.
You guys had like a
Dude,
weirdly.
like once again, like here we are back again talking about Mick and I's bond, like school, dude. Like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Although there were times where I was like, Colby might hate me. I don't think Colby
Really?
likes me. Well, I mean, I screwed with you a lot during school.
That is true. Mick would do this thing that like third graders do in the bathroom where you'd fill your hands full of like the foamy soap and then you'd clap it next to somebody. I would
But
get
see,
so
I didn't
frustrated.
go to public school in third grade, so I was like, I had to like catch up. I never got to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like now I have to deal with it again.
Yeah, you have to go through it twice.
You guys probably had like way more fun than I did.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Well, we also didn't have like like
You
one
didn't have a
horrible
psychopath.
teacher. I mean,
psychopath as a teacher.
So our other teacher, it was his first year teaching, so he was a little rusty. So in that like
We had a lot more free
sense, he
time.
he wasn't that great of a teacher, but I mean, it wasn't like a horrible.
Yeah, he was a good guy,
mean guy.
and like
Yeah.
wanted us to learn and was willing to.
What are you doing with shorts on my lap?
We met some crazy cats, dude.
Oh, you meet some crazy people at a tech program at a community college.
Yeah.
We've mentioned friend of the show, Anime Mike.
We still
He's
need
a
to have.
great- we need to have him on.
We need to have.
We need to have him on.
as a guest.
Oh, he's such
He's
a
got
great
like
guy.
the craziest stories.
He does.
It
He's
will
a
it will be
great
an
guy.
R-rated episode, but he's got some crazy.
Yeah, maybe we'll save that for a Patreon. Patreon episode.
we need to go hang out with him again.
Yeah,
He's got like what 8
He's
kids
got,
now.
like, yeah.
he's got two
I feel like
for sure.
he has 3 by now.
He was
When's the last time you talked to him?
a few months back.
Third's on the way. That's
It-
my bet.
It might be. I don't know. I remember in college he was like talking. He's like, yeah. He's like, we're talking about like maybe having a kid, and I was like, so you are 19, almost 20, and you don't have like a stable job yet. I don't think that's a good idea. And then everybody said, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. And then a couple months later, he's like, guess what, guys? I'm gonna be a dad.
Yeah, some people just like to get knocked up or knock somebody up, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Some people.
Some people.
The nerve of some people.
I know. How dare they?
Yeah, I don't know, but like there were some interesting people.
There were. Yeah.
Yeah, you meet some crazy people. I still stay in touch with some of the people from my class. It's been like almost. That's oh my god! Like that's like it's like been
What,
been
10
like-
years?
Yeah, it's getting close to that. I mean, not quite.
You can go to your tenure.
Probably not. They're probably not going to have it. There's barely any of the people even in the class that are still doing.
Oh, I thought you were going to say alive, and I'm like, whoa.
Probably that. Too.
I thought so too.
There's
'cause
actually a decent amount of people from my class. I don't know what the success rate from your guys' was, but like that are like still doing this stuff. Like there's probably like 5 or 6 maybe. I know one in Seattle. I ran into one the other day. A guy named Will.
Not
Shoot,
me. Just
not
to
you.
clarify, it was not me.
He was a weird guy.
Can you prove that?
He's cool.
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You never asked me how, but I can
Yeah.
prove it.
One of the people from my class, like, he got a job and like he was doing later, like I was on Facebook and I saw that like, he was like prepping for like a fight, like at like the out of the casino, like a boxing fight or something.
Oh, dude,
Like,
I went to high school with some people that are out doing fights at the casino.
yeah, and I'm like, what do you like?
It's like a big thing now. Like it turns out that like you could just do that, like if you want. So
yeah, he was like prepping for like an MMA fight or some crap.
Mhm.
Like, and I was like
Yeah.
seeing the posters. He's like, I've been training. I'm like, what? Like,
yeah, I know
Dude's
a
like-
couple guys. Like one of them had a fight in Vegas actually.
wait, really?
Yeah.
Did he win?
I think so.
Dang.
Yeah.
So you could just do that.
Yeah, it turns out that like
You could just fight people.
yeah, it turns out you could just like fight people for like not just fun but like money.
Sounds fun. I kind of want to fight people for money.
Start training.
I don't want
I
to.
could probably do that.
You want to fight people for money?
I probably could. I mean, I'm a little rusty, but
You think you could?
You're
The
black,
Hotkeys
you're black
ring,
belt, right?
Michael v. Will.
I mean, Will and I are we're both qualified.
I know we are. That is true.
Do you remember any?
No, I don't.
The stuff that I remember is luckily like probably the most useful, which is like the self-defense stuff. But in terms of like all the, I don't even remember what they're called, but like the little, do you know what I'm talking about?
Like the routines.
The routines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that stuff, which isn't that important. I don't really remember that much.
Dude,
Yeah.
I remember they were super fun to practice and do though.
because you guys did taekwondo, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of want to do like jujitsu, but I'm also really out of shape, so I should probably start with like a normal gym.
Yeah.
I exercise like once a week playing hockey.
What about Colby's crazy core?
Oh,
What about your
The narrative
how's
shattered.
your
The
six-pack?
narrative shattered.
How's your six pack coming?
it's chiseled.
Show us.
No.
I started
And-
going to the gym.
Did you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
were telling me
going,
about that.
I'm going at least 5 days a week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where at?
The Anytime Fitness off of Francis.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
You guys want
Okay.
to sign up and join?
No.
What time do you usually go?
I go after work. I've been wanting to go before and after work, but I have not
Well,
had the
come on,
energy to wake
Yeah,
up.
settle down.
to wake up
Settle
that
down.
early.
Yeah, don't burn yourself out. The worst thing you could do is like go
Well-
100% at first, and then you get
Well, the thing that I would do in the morning is like more cardio.
yeah.
Dude, my
Because I just lift weights. That's
Yeah.
all I've been doing.
one of
Yeah,
one of
weights
my
is still a good
sisters-
workout, but cardio is important.
One of my sisters wakes up at like 5, and then at 5:30 or maybe 6, she does CrossFit before work,
Mm.
and then she like does like yoga and stuff after work. I'm like, how do you do this? Like, I wake up and then I'm like, oh yeah, like I don't really feel like being motivated today. But then I'll just like lay in bed for a little bit, and then I'll get up and go to work, and I'll try and get home like as soon as I can, and then I'll just sit on the couch, do nothing for the rest of the night.
There's something weird about starting to work out that does give you more energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know it's kind of like this like runner's high or whatever. Like when,
Well,
but
yeah,
and like I would like to find that again because I used to have that.
it makes you happier too. Like
Yeah.
I know that's saying weird. It really
No, I-
helps solve a lot of problems when it
Mhm.
comes to like
Well, it just it
It's
gets
also an
out a
outlet.
lot of it gets out a lot of energy that needs to be
yeah.
gotten out.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But what I was gonna say when you were talking about how it's been a long time for you since school.
Yeah.
It's been officially 10 years now since I graduated high school.
Dang.
It's been 4.
Dang.
It's been
For
4
me,
for
it's been 5 for me. Oh man.
Which the other 5 goes by fast. Yeah. Welcome to
Dude, I'm gonna
adulthood.
shoot myself. Oh yeah. Scratch that. Scratch that.
That on record, Will. Jeez, I'm glad this is not a video podcast.
I know.
Yeah, I think maybe I mentioned this on the show a couple weeks ago.
I'm gonna cut that.
But dude, like a couple weeks ago, I had like a crisis. I had like a mental breakdown. I was like, oh, like I'm almost turning 22, and then I was like, well, I remember when I like never really thought that I'd make it to 22. Not that like I would die, but just like you're a kid and you're like, oh, that's so far away. Like I won't even think about 22.
Yeah.
Like, and now I'm here, and it's like it's all going so fast, and I'm still in my early 20s, but like really for how much longer? Yeah, a couple years, but how long is that gonna feel?
It's not gonna feel that.
It does
then-
not.
And like, am I wasting it? Like, I just have like a total.
You are wasting it. No matter what you do, you waste it.
I just had like a total breakdown, dude. And I kind of had a panic attack too. It was really,
It is really like
it's really depressing.
depressing how fast your 20s go. Like I'm almost I'm almost in my 30s now.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Dang.
Dave turns 30 in September.
Oh man.
But like
And Jesse's 43.
but it really does feel like my 20s just like flew by, and that's scary and just disturbing. Because I honestly, and maybe it's a good thing, I still feel like I'm a young person.
I don't. Young.
Just in terms of like my,
Well, you actually like an old man.
Yeah.
but yeah, it is scary.
Man, I don't want to go old.
The
Like, I
older
think-
you
I
get,
don't want to
the-
grow
the
old.
time just
And that's the thing. Like,
zooms by.
there's you can't do everything. So no matter what, you're gonna regret it. Like I'm trying to do as much as I can. You know what I mean? Like
there's this
going
talk.
on a
Yeah.
lot of trips and stuff because I that's something I really enjoy and I like the memories and the experience and stuff. But like in 5 years, there's gonna be like, oh well,
You're
I
gonna have
was-
a kid or two.
no kids for me. And then I'll be like,
You're
man, I wish I could
That's
have
your
done
plan.
this. I wish I could have done this.
There's no kids.
Well, that's something I can control.
That is true.
That is true.
okay. I bet Colby.
Well, the
I want to make a
do
statement.
happen.
I want to make a statement.
Snip.
I want to make a statement. I bet Colby has at least 2 kids.
Yeah.
That's my bold predict. Predicting Colby has. 2
If he
kids.
does, he's going to name it Michael and David.
That would be so creepy. I'm naming my kids Colby, then Landon.
I'm gonna have if I end up having kids, like how funny would it be if or just somebody in the group has 2 kids, like a boy and a girl, and they name them both Jordan.
I mean, I think Dave's going to have a lot of kids because Bree wants a lot of kids.
Well, Dave's
Oh,
like Dave's
dude.
like like you said, almost 30. So
They better start if they wanna have a long-
Yeah, you have to start soon.
Dave's also whipped.
Oh my god, dude.
So he's
Oh yeah.
has so many
I
kids.
don't think Dave really wants kids,
I've talked to
but
him
because
about it,
Bree
yeah.
wants kids, they're going to have kids.
Yeah.
I think
seems
that-
fair.
I
Poor
think,
Dave.
well, I think
I've never. No, there's no poor Dave.
No,
there's
no,
no,
Dave.
there's no,
No.
there's not, dude. Like,
That's not something you could say.
and that's something too. Like, I don't
Dave,
think
Dave could get in like a horrible accident and be like in a wheelchair, be like, I still kill.
Dave's like, oh no, now I can't go to work.
Wow, you saying people in wheelchairs can't work?
No.
Wow.
In fact,
Wow.
In fact, most of them have better work ethic than Dave.
What do you mean by them? Just a reminder, Dave does edit these.
Yeah, whether it's posted on or not, I don't really care. But we're talking about it.
No, Dave's just going to make you sound like a complete moron. is what I'm
Probably.
saying.
Dave's gonna like clip some like horrific sentence together.
They've had probably like Dave. You know what Dave has? Like so much content from when we're not like recording, but he's recording.
Yeah,
So he might
Yeah.
just stick one of those things in there.
Yeah.
Think some of the things we say are a little.
yeah. Good thing Dave's too lazy to do that.
I mean, asking. Dang.
But yeah, Dave will probably have a bunch of kids.
Yeah, probably.
Just
Do you want kids, Mick?
I don't know. I go back and forth. I think right now I'm in the like mindset of like,
I just think it'd be
I don't know
so
if I
nice
want
to
kids.
like, I don't know, just like you and your like wife can just do
I have a
whatever
wife.
you want. You know what I mean? Like,
Where is she?
like you guys could just like, you'll have all this extra money, like a dual income family without having to spend any of it on kids. Like, I don't know. It seems like you could live like kind of like a luxurious lifestyle.
I think I want to have like 1 or 2 kids, most likely.
Like, I don't even want to be,
But like, I don't want to
super
have
rich,
kids.
but like,
till,
I
like,
just want to be like, you know what I mean?
I don't want to. I
very
want to wait
stable.
till I was like at least 30. I think.
I want to have at least 6 kids.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's true. I want.
I think Jordan,
like 2 is
Jordan
the
wants a
magic
lot of
number.
kids.
2 is the magic number. I feel like I'll
Uh,
maybe do 3.
Well, okay, so funny story actually. When I was a kid, my mom used to ask all 3 of us like, "Oh, like how many kids do you want?" And Madison always wanted a big family, and Katie's like, "I don't really know if I want kids." And then I would always say, "I want 2 kids." In case one of them dies, I would still have more. Like that was like my logic.
Oh, that's really dark.
I have a backup, right?
I was like
That's
7,
young,
dude.
Colby.
Like yeah, I was like
That's peak young Colby.
Yeah. I've always had like the right mindset. You know?
What?
Yeah.
You got to stay prepared.
Your new mindset: no kids, so I can have more fun.
Yeah. Just do whatever I want when I want. Go wherever I want when I want. Nobody wants a kid on an airplane. You know what I mean? There's too many places I want to go that I don't want to bring.
I mean, kids really are like a giant commitment and a big anchor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 18 to 25 year commitment. Essentially. Like, it's like, well, like you're still helping them after they're like a grown up.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd ask almost any parent though, and they'd say that there's no better thing than being a parent.
I think it really is like there's no way of knowing until you are a parent. And then it's like,
Yeah.
this is the best thing.
Yeah. I've heard, I've heard like things become a lot clearer.
Yeah.
Like,
My dad once told me that, and this
You have to specify.
he once told me that, 'cause, like, we would always ask like, oh, like were any of us like a mistake, like, because we thought it was funny. Like, he once told me that like one of my sisters was a mistake, not then but now. Like, which is pretty funny. Like, we're all like pretty successful, but he was just making a joke.
Right.
Right.
Oh man. So excuse me. I'm passing on the yawn. Who's next?
Landon, you did not have to do that.
That was not a yawn. That was a scream. That was like a war cry. It was just a scream. Like
Yeah, dude, that was totally fake. Like,
that's what it sounded like to me.
Okay. Do it again. So what else has been happening with you fellas?
Have we talked about Obi-Wan Kenobi yet?
I haven't seen any of it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm behind one episode.
Same. So we can talk up till episode 3.
Yes.
Show, I'll say it. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Kinda lame. A little bit.
What do you think, Will?
The show is
Kinda lame.
I like it. With that being said, it suffers from some really bad writing, like really bad.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy seeing Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. I still enjoy seeing Darth Vader.
Yep.
And I still enjoy I like the little Leia, even though she can be annoying sometimes.
I mean,
Feels like
Leia's an old.
Leia as a 10-year-old.
Yes,
Like that, or
yeah.
maybe more like 8. Leia's an 8.
So I read this that the actress during the time of filming was actually 8.
Yes.
But she's playing a 10-year-old, which to me, I feel like you
There's
never
such-
hear that. You always hear like an older person playing a younger.
There's such a large difference between 8 and 10. I feel like
Yeah.
it's just so different, and I feel like that was a little bit of an oversight into not having that 10-year-old, because just the amount of knowledge that you gain in those 2 years is very different.
Yeah. But no, I agree. I think even though some dialogue stuff with her is a little rough, I think for the most part she actually does a pretty good job.
She's Leia if she was a kid,
right?
And
yeah.
like you said, Landon, she's annoying, but that's how kids are. Like
right.
Like when Leia was freaking out, like in episode 2, I was like, oh, that's believable to me, because that's something that a kid would do.
Yes,
is make a really hasty assumption based on no information. It's like, where have you heard that before? It's like, oh, you see it all the time.
Yeah,
with kids being stupid. So the chase scenes are really bad though.
The running away stuff specifically with Leia are terrible.
Yes,
like they're so comical and just completely unbelievable.
Oh, I hit a branch that I couldn't duck under.
No, I tripped. I can't catch this 8-year-old running away.
It's like literally the show would have been so like it would have been so much better if they just put the bag over her head.
Right there.
There, boom.
Yeah.
And it's like that is actually honestly more terrifying.
Yeah.
Then it just makes them look like they're idiots. I get they're going for like a suspenseful chase scene, but that's not how it turned out at all.
Yeah, it makes them look incompetent.
Yeah.
And just stupid.
One character I don't like.
Reva?
Yes. I don't like Reva. And that has nothing to do, like, I don't, so how do I say this? So the actress is fine.
It has to do with the writing, the dialogue that she's given, and just the overall character. It has nothing to do with the actress. It has nothing to do with the actress's color or race or whatever. It's just, it has to do with just the writing of the character is just not that great.
So
it's like one-dimensional.
There's nothing, so there's, you hit the nail on the head. There's nothing I can sympathize with her with.
Yes.
There's nothing that that makes her seem really cool. Like the only thing she's doing is making all the quote right end quote decisions. Like
Yeah.
she's making like smart end quote decisions, but the reason she's doing that is because nobody else is making those decisions. So it's not really a smart move if you're not like if everybody else is just being stupid, if that makes sense.
Right.
She some of the her dialogue is really bad too.
Yeah.
Like when she stabs, like, at the end of episode 2.
Yeah.
It's I don't like her character. I do have hope that they can kind of save her character though.
I do too, and I think she definitely has potential because I think that so in like one of the first scenes in the first episode, I think she's one of the youngling
Yeah.
Jedis. So I think tying that back to that more, I think would do her character a lot more justice. But yeah, I think a lot of it is just the writing of the character. I think she's doing the best that she can with what she's given.
Yeah.
But I think she also like just the nature of the character also suffers from that just annoyance of a character that comes in as like the top or acting like the top dog without earning anything. Like, who is this person? Why is she like acting so tough when like nobody knows who she is? To me, that type of character has always just been kind of annoying.
Yeah,
And
exactly. And she's portrayed as flawless too, in a sense of like from a Sith way. Like she's always making, like I said, the right decision. And when you have a character like that, it's so uninteresting. Like the difference between her and Darth Vader is that like Darth Vader not only has like a sympathetic backstory, like Darth Vader is built up to be a threat from the way that the film is not the film. Well, the films are shot too, but the way the show is shot.
Yeah.
She just purely makes decisions and it expects like us to be like, wow, what a badass or something like that. Like,
Yeah. Well, and there's some stuff later that I won't spoil, but there's some stuff that it's like there's no way that like she could get away with some of this stuff that's happening or that she's saying, especially when it comes to Vader. Like I don't buy it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's like I just need to wait until the show's over and some of that stuff will come to light, or if it's like really just a flaw in the writing.
It feels like the show isn't written by people who understand Star Wars as much as the other.
Again,
it doesn't feel like Star Wars.
Take this with a grain of salt, but I did read that the writer had not seen Revenge of the Sith.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How do you not take time? It's a 2.5-hour movie. How do you not have time to watch it?
I just watched it last Sunday.
I think I think it actually might be, dude. It might be like my favorite movie.
Star Wars movie.
Star Wars movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Revenge of the Sith is great.
I think it's really well done.
It's absolutely top 3. It might be my favorite.
So yeah, and again, I don't know if that's actually true, but there are quite a few articles talking about that and like him not knowing things and having to go to the executives and like clarify things that he probably should know. So some of that stuff is a little concerning, and the fact that like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni aren't really involved with the show at all, which to me is like
seems weird.
That's insane to me. They should be involved in everything Star Wars, especially Dave Filoni. Like Dave Filoni is like really the second George Lucas.
I just assumed that Dave Filoni was like executive producing the show.
Yeah,
but he's not.
He's not.
So what's going on? He's executive producing Bad Batch. He's writing The Mandalorian along with Jon Favreau, and he also did Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
So why not Obi-Wan? Like it feels like Obi-Wan was like should have been the
most important. Like it should have been the
magnum opus of Disney Plus Star Wars.
Yeah.
It should be, but it's not.
I think it was expected.
Mandalorian season 2 is way better than
yeah,
and season 1 is way better than Obi-Wan.
Well, and the fact
I'd
that
say Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, Book of Boba Fett. That's my current order right now.
Right. Well, and the fact that it's not like Dave Filoni isn't familiar with the Obi-Wan character. I mean, he was there throughout all Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And that's some of the best Obi-Wan stuff that we've got.
It feels like they wanted to cram it in. Like they wanted to cram in the show and get it done alongside like all Filoni's, like he's busy with Bad Batch. He's busy with stuff. And so it's like, rather than wait, let's just do it without him.
Well, and it's weird too, because I don't know. This was originally supposed to be a movie, so I don't know how much of that is original from the movie that is carried over into the show, because it doesn't really feel like a show and it doesn't really feel like a movie. So I don't know, like when it is all out, watching it all at once will like make more sense. But there's so much in the show that's like it doesn't feel like either. Really.
And my thing too is like this isn't a story that needed to be told. You know what I mean? We didn't need to know what happened between episode 3 and 4. So if you're gonna do it, it has to be really good. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like
I agree with you.
Because now if you do it and it kind of sucks, it's like, well, now we know that Obi-Wan didn't do anything that cool in between the two movies. Like if it doesn't turn out to be really cool. So
I think there's I think there is potential to have a lot of stuff happen with Obi-Wan in between those two episodes, as we've seen. Like at first I was skeptical, but it looks like there's potential to have more, like a second season or something like that. But if the
I've heard
writing,
that they're like green. Another thing I've heard is that they've changed the end of season 1 to have the season 2.
oh,
Which
interesting.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad. I mean, that could be a bad thing.
Well, I think it could be a good thing if this is gonna pull like a Falcon and Winter Soldier, where I feel like we're wasting that time up until the end. It might be a good thing to like continue that storyline, because it felt like how am I gonna say this? With Falcon and Winter Soldier, it felt like they squandered a good premise, and that was it.
What are you doing?
You like inhale saliva or something?
How old are you? Nobody should have like a random.
We've already established he's like 45.
Like kids do that and they like forget how to breathe.
Did you like inhale? I forgot how to breathe. That was so sudden.
That's what I'm saying. Like adults should see that coming and they should be.
I forgot.
How long did you not breathe?
like 10 seconds.
It's not enough time to do that, dude.
Breathing is like you just do it. Anyway, and I do want to clarify, like all the stuff with Obi-Wan and Vader, I think is really good, and I've liked that.
Their fight in episode 3 is pretty cool.
Yeah, and
besides like letting him go through the fire, and why didn't he just lift him up and put him over the fire and bring him back down? But
well, and watching episode 4 will make you even more mad with that.
Really?
Yeah. But like that's all I've wanted from the show is just Vader and Obi-Wan. Like I don't care about the Inquisitors. I don't care about really Leia stuff that much, even though they're like, I feel like there had to have been something that takes Obi-Wan off planet. Otherwise it would have been pretty boring. And I think made more problems for the original trilogy with like, why wouldn't Vader know where Luke was?
Yeah.
If he does go to Tatooine. So that I can I'll give a pass to him going off planet for Leia, because I think that's the only reason he would have gone. But I'm really here for Obi-Wan and Vader, and for the stuff that we've got from them, I think has been pretty good.
I feel like we need more though to justify the show's existence.
What a reasonable
I do think
cost,
we need more.
I also have been disappointed by Obi-Wan, like the lack of focus that's on him. I feel like
it does feel more like the Reva show
in some ways. Yeah, I wish it did a deeper dive into his like regrets. Like it's been mentioned like the only thing that's been mentioned is like, oh, we lost. And then Bail Organa is like, oh, this isn't about the past. We all made mistakes. And that's the only thing that's been mentioned as far as...
That's the only thing that's been mentioned, but I think Ewan McGregor has been doing a very good job at portraying an Obi-Wan that is defeated, beaten, and just like depressed, and you believe it. I don't think that there needs to necessarily be like a lot of that type of dialogue where he's being told this and this.
I just want, like, let me clarify. I just want dialogue that shows him growing to, like, I just want something showing that he's going to go. He's slowly come. And I haven't seen episode 4 yet. I don't know if you have.
I have. Yeah.
He's slowly starting to be not exactly what he once was, but something close to it. That he's going to.
I think the show is building to Obi-Wan being more like the Alec Guinness Obi-Wan, because Alec Guinness, his portrayal is much more like the original or the prequels, where Obi-Wan is like the hopeful person that is like trying to do the right thing, not hiding and scared and defeated. So I think the show is building towards that, and I think episode 4 does a better job at like progressing that. I still have a lot of problems with episode 4, but that's one thing that's like, okay, I'm seeing Obi-Wan like getting back up here.
Yeah.
So
We'll see how 5 and 6 play out, I guess. Because I've heard 4 is the worst one.
I would
All
say 4 is the worst one. It's also the shortest one too.
Yeah.
There's only 6 episodes, right?
Yeah. Assuming we don't get a season 2, then
We probably will.
I hope that it's necessary to tell a season 2.
Well,
I just don't want them to be like, oh, we've seen success with the show, so we're gonna like try to milk it.
yeah.
Like tell a story that like needs to be told, or like is cool to be told. Because
Yeah.
Landon's right. It doesn't
It doesn't need to
necessarily
be told. It
need to
just,
be told, but
I want to see it.
but there
Now
is
satisfy me. kind of
right.
thing.
There is a lot there that like
The stakes are high.
can
There's
be
characters
told
that we
and
care
that's
about. Like,
right. And like I've said this before, where like this is like prime Vader, and we like should see as much Vader as possible. I have been disappointed with the lack of Vader we've been seeing, even though the stuff we have seen is cool. It's like show us more. Just show us Vader. Like this is the Vader that like is in
When
the
you
comics.
think
It's like
of Darth Vader,
so
like
OP and
Yeah.
everything. Like show us Vader.
Mhm.
And that's another reason why I'm kind of like I'm frustrated with how much Reva we've seen, where I feel like she's been kind of taking screen time away.
Diet Vader.
Taking screen time away from Vader.
Yeah. I think
I mean, Vader will probably kill her, right?
I hope so. Again, there are things in episode 4 where I'm like, oh, what? Like, okay.
Mm.
I'll let you guys watch it and see what you think.
I'll talk to you about it here in about 7 months.
That's being generous. We haven't even seen each other in 7 months, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
at Landon's funeral. Guys. In like 30 years. Guys.
Oh, we were talking about 7 months still, man.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if I got 30 years, man.
Nah, you got at least 30 years.
You think Landon's really gonna
Landon's
live to
like
55?
80.
55. That's pretty.
Generous.
Yeah. I'll take 30 more years. Actually, no, I prefer like 40 or 50. But
You'll take 30.
I mean, I would. I mean, I'll take it. Like, I mean, what would you rather have, like 100% chance, like 100% guarantee that you live 30 more years, or would you rather take like it's like, okay, there's a 20% chance or like a 50% chance you live for 50 more years, but there's a 50% chance you die in the next 10 years. Like,
I don't like to think about that at all.
I don't
Now,
like
now, now, hold on. I might take the 50, and it sounds bad, but like
Take the 50 what?
50% chance
That you live
that I live for longer.
50 more years.
Yeah, but 50% chance that I die in the next 10 years, like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I still want to do. You know what I mean? But then again, like if I
if
die,
you make
like,
it past the 10 years, then you know you're good for the next 40.
yeah. And if I die, then it's like so here's like a really selfish way to think of it. Like if I die, I'm not the one grieving, right? So like
This is really morbid, but yeah.
whereas like
I mean,
if a loved
no
one
else
Oh no.
rip.
Oh,
No, so if you die and I go to your funeral, I'm bringing a sock and Cheeto and I'm laying it on your casket.
Thank you. No context though.
No.
Yeah.
You and I know. No one else needs to know.
Which sock?
That one.
The right one.
I think yeah.
Good.
My dominant foot.
Or I'll put the Cheeto in your sock when you're in the casket
Yeah, there you go.
with my mouth. From whence it came.
I really
From
like that
whence it
there's
came,
no
it shall return.
I really like that there's like no context. Like
I mean, we explained all of it. Did we?
no, not that.
Oh yeah, we left it up for
Yeah, and I want to keep it that way.
yes,
I think it adds character.
it does. But anyway, Obi-Wan, we'll see. We shall see.
When do you want to die, Mick?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't like talking. I don't like thinking about like my birth date and then like doing the math and being like, I probably won't be alive on this date and this year. I like being naive to that.
Sometimes I sit and I think, and I'm like, well, like if I live like 44, then I'm halfway done with my life.
Yeah, I really don't like.
Yeah, then let's just not talk about it.
I don't like talking about it. Freaks me out.
So if you knew your death, would you be more reckless or less reckless?
More.
Anyway,
That's all I got.
that's all I got too. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
No.
You guys want to go eat something?
Yes.
I have
Uh,
a limited amount of time. I
I
need to go to the mall and get a shirt for a wedding today.
I need to
and
be
probably
home
a new pair
in
of
an hour.
pants. So
What?
yeah,
Why?
'cause I have stuff to do today.
What do you?
Dude, come on, bro.
What do you mean? Come on, bro. I got plans.
What are you doing?
I'm hanging out with my friend
Riley,
Justin
When?
at 1. So
I
I
got-
said I have an hour.
let's go to the mall and get me a shirt, and then we can eat at the mall.
So every time we go to the mall, Nobody leaves in an hour.
I just need a nice shirt.
All right,
and maybe
let's go to the mall.
pants.
You guys can probably go to the mall.
Dude, come on, bro.
We haven't seen each
You
other.
can leave at any time.
We haven't seen each other in like 3 years, and
I
you
just
wanna,
need to
like,
be. I
not
need to be
hang out?
home by 2:00 because the wedding is at like.
So you guys go hang out for 2 hours.
Why don't you like me anymore?
All right, well,
You never want to see me.
Well, thanks for recording, guys.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, we can.
Like this ended, and
We-
like
we
I'm
can-
depressed now.
yeah, we
I'm
can-
mad.
I don't know why you're mad.
because you never want to hang out with us.
That is
anymore.
okay. That's not true. I have something to do.
I'm gonna stop the recording.
Stop the recording because it's about to get real. Bye. Bye. Well, we should probably end it. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Landon's trying to end the podcast.
Well, like people getting weird. So
Goodbye.
bye.
Yes. Goodbye, everybody. We will
Thanks for
have.
listening.
I'm assuming Dave will be on next week.
But maybe not.
Oh, did we mention Dave's not here today?
Dave's
Oh,
not here.
sure. Dave's not
Yeah. Dave's got like people visiting him, or
He's got like family harassing him or something.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Hey, my
Eh.
my mom and aunt.
My mom.
My mom.
Me mom was here.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Dude, really? Dude, this is getting embarrassing. Just end it. Nick, you stopped at recording earlier.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Hotkeys podcast. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Castbox, YouTube, and other podcasting platforms. Visit our website, www.hotkeyspodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at Hotkeys Podcast and join our Facebook group at facebook.com/HKHotkeys. Please like and review us and subscribe to the show on whichever platforms you use. Finally, you can contact us via email at hosts@hotkeyspodcast.com.